everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm giving you a review on Ghost Power Book 2 Season 1 Episode 7. Let's get into it. So this episode starts off with Cain robbing the church. It's just a shame. It's a sin and a shame. They in there counting the Lord's money. And Cain and some goons from GTG gang run up in there with their guns and they mask and they take it. He done pushed the poor little pastor onto the floor. Shots was fired. It just was not a good look, Cain. But we already know that he is spiraling because he feels like Monet is pushing him out of the family and trying to change her business and include Tariq, and he just don't feel comfortable with it. So now he is not coming back home. He has not been back home since getting beat up by his daddy's people, and he's spiraling. Meanwhile, at school, it's sex week. We have random people busting into classrooms throwing condoms. Where they do that at? Despite all the commotion, we are here to find out who won the fellowship. As you all know, the fellowship is very important because by winning it, you graduate from the university in 3 years instead of 4. And we all know Tariq wants to graduate as fast as possible so he can get to his inheritance. And unfortunately, because of his drug dealing, tardiness, and all-out calamity in his life, he did not get the fellowship. Were y'all expecting him to? Because I wasn't. Then we have Tommy Jr. and the annoying niece. I can't remember her name right now. I just wrote in my notes annoying niece because she's annoying. And they were in the bedroom. He's up there. He's trying to pleasure her. He said he took some seminars during sex week and he's trying to put it to work. He's trying to put it to good use. Tariq comes in and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of seeing her. Why is she always here? What, are you homeless? Call me when she leaves. Because at the end of the day, Tariq knows that something is off about her and he doesn't like to see it. Then we cut to a scene between Carrie, which is, y'all know, the teacher slash advisor, and Jujubee. His name is Jabari, but I'm gonna give you, but you know what? This is going to be an homage to Girlfriends. So Jujubee and Carrie clearly have this up and down relationship, and it's clearly very, very much so toxic. He's still trying to get in good with her, and she's like, no, we're just going to keep this professional. As a matter of fact, I need you to get some things done for the assignment for my class. Leave them on my desk. And she dismisses him. Meanwhile, over in Queens, I think that's where they are, it's re-up time and Cain is nowhere to be found. Monet is very upset. She's stressed out like, where's Cain? He's supposed to be here for the re-up, so that means we got to redo things. That means, Drew, you gonna come with me to re-up, and Diane, I need you at the store. And at the end of the day, y'all already know Cain is the muscle. Cain is the one that put the fear off in him. So him not being at the re-up is a big deal. And this re-up is extremely important because Tariq is running out of product. He got orders lined up on his app that he cannot fulfill. It's sex week. They trying to get it in. They trying to party. And he needs his money. So this whole episode, he texting like, hey, he calling, hey, I need this product. I need this product. He's running so low, in fact, that Simon's little husband has come to the campus to try to make sure that everything is on the up and up. Now, the last thing we need is for him to be feeling froggy and free enough to just be popping up at the school. And I already can tell that he is going to be a problem later on down the line. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong, because I know I ain't. McLean and Sax together, and they just have to figure out what they're going to do, because at the end of the day, Sax can't continue to show up in court like he did the last episode, or else he will get fired from this case. And they decide that it would be the best thing to do to get Paz to testify. So Sax goes over to her nail salon and he talks to her and he's just like, I need you to get on the stand. I need you to just, that's all you got to say. I just need you to come up here because we really need your help. Paz doesn't want any parts of it, but Of course, she ends up going. So then we have D going and getting Kane. He's laid up at his little girlfriend's house, and D is like a mini Monet. She is legit going to be like the queen pin, or Monet is kind of grooming her to be like the queen pin. Is that what she wants? I'm not too sure, but that's what's happening. So she goes and she's just like, Monet needs you, Kane. The re-up is here. I'm gonna send you the date and time, and everything seems to be on the up and up. But when it's time for the re-up and Kane is on his way, he gets picked up by the cops because of him robbing the church. You can't take the church's money and think you're gonna get out, okay? So now it's time for the re-up and Kane is not there. Monet is nervous. You can tell she's nervous, so she go ahead and she puts the strap on her. She puts the strap on her hip, just safety and precaution. And because Kane's not there, Dee decides that she's going to text Tariq and have him come, and under the guise of helping for the re-up. But he didn't go up there with Monet for the re-up. He downstairs kissing on Dee. So like, did you call him for the re-up, or did you call him because you wanted some re-up? You know what I'm saying? But Tariq being there actually turns out to be a good thing, because the little runner boy done got bucked and pulled the box cutter out on Monet, done pushed her down. She had to fight him off a little bit. Tariq's downstairs. He hears the scuffle. He runs up. He scares the guy. Monet shoots the guy, and now they got to get rid of the body. This is Tariq's first time actually getting rid of a body. Now we know that he done got bodies, but this is his first time actually having to do the aftermath work, because with Ray, Tommy and Ghost did it. With Ghost, the police did it. So this is Tariq's first time actually doing that, and you can tell that it's hitting him differently when he looks down and he sees the blood on his shirt. It's becoming real. You can see that he is legit becoming like a hood dude. He's legit like turning into this guy. But when he was asked to hold the body up so that Drew can because Drew comes to help take care of the body. So when he's asked, hold the body up so that Drew can shoot him, and the blood hits his face, you can tell this ain't really the life that Tariq wants, but it's the life that he was born into, and it's just kind of like his responsibility. And I feel bad for Tariq, because I feel like he's so smart, and this is so crazy, because I'm telling you, during Power Book 1, couldn't stand Tariq. Over Tariq, like done. But this reiteration of Power is making him a little bit more humanized, and is making you remember he is still just a kid, and he's doing all of this to save his mom. And it's like he has so much promise. He's so smart, but he literally was born into a troubled and dysfunctional family. So what can you do? It's like nature versus nurture. They tried to nurture him into being this intelligent young man, but it's in his nature to be this hood killer. So anyway, at some point Tasha calls Tariq and she lets him know that she does not want him to come to the trial because his name has been brought up in court. It's just not safe. I hope that I hope that he listens, because they are trying to get him. So let's go ahead and jump to Tasha's trial. They are sitting there. The DNC guy, he looks like Screech to me, so I'm just going to call him Screech. Screech is watching Sax, making sure that Sax is on it, and is not going to mess up this case. So Sax calls pause, and through his line of questioning, it definitely is not looking good for Tasha. Sax basically says, how did you know who killed your sister? Who told you? Tasha told you? Well, who gave you the money? Oh, the St. Patrick estate gave you the money. Well, isn't it possible that Tasha was the one calling the shots all along, and it really has Pa sitting on there confused, like, well, I mean it's possible, but also like she helped bury my sister, like, I'm confused. And so this makes Tasha really worried. And I feel like Tasha was extremely too squirmy, and her faces was doing too much while Paz was up there on the stand. Because if I was a juror and I'm seeing you react this hard to this woman being questioned on the stand, then that kind of makes me feel like, well, there might be some truth to what's being said. So that will put some doubt in my head if I was a juror. I'm just saying. But McQueen, he's cool as a cucumber. Even though he looks at Stats and he's upset because he feels like he's being double crossed, he cross-examines Paz, and at the end of the day kind of refutes what he says. McQueen is a good lawyer. That's why he gets paid the big bucks. So bouncing back to earlier in the episode, I know I'm bouncing around, but it was a lot going on in this episode, so I'm trying to give y'all everything. So the teacher, we find out that Carrie is screwing Zeke, or actually we found that out. She started screwing him at the end, season finale of the last episode of the last like little half season thing or whatever. So she is over there and she's giving it to Zeke, you know what I'm saying? She giving him that cougar honey. Rawr, rawr. She's giving it to him, got Zeke nose wide open. So while he goes to take a shower, she gets a knock at the door, and Jumanji's at the door with some food and the note cards for the class, and she's trying to get him out. He realizes that someone's there. He looks, he sees the condoms that the students have, and also a notebook that he believes to be Tariq's. So of course he goes downstairs and he's now jealous, and he takes Tariq's little secret card and writes on it that a professor is sleeping with the student as his secret. So we get to the classroom and we find out that their assignment is to pair off. Everyone has a secret, and you're supposed to use the 48 laws of power to get the secret. If you get the secret, you get an A or whatever. So of course Tariq and Lauren are going to pair up. They go off to the room. They have a little bit of banter, honey, things. They get into a little wrestle, and next thing you know, Lauren is on top of him and they're wrestling and playing. Malcolm, the annoying boyfriend, walks in, and it's so weird because the first thing he does is decide to take pictures of her. It was very like, I'm like, that is your first thought? Not, hey, what you doing? Not, oh, not to say nothing, but to sit there and to pull out your phone and to take pictures of it. Was just, I want you to see yourself. He's really creepy. Malcolm is really creepy. He's a weirdo, and we already know those pictures are going to come back to bite them in the butt. But you know, there were a few words exchanged, and Tariq leaves, and Lauren decides to go ahead and break up with Malcolm. Girl, you should have broke up with him 3 episodes ago. Why are you playing? Because he walk around like he your damn daddy, honey, and he need to go. So we also saw at some point, because Tariq does not trust the annoying niece, I got her name, is Riley. He does not trust Riley. He decides to follow her. He ends up following her to court for a marijuana possession charge, and that's when he finds out that that's actually Sax's niece. So instead of just telling Brayden that she is affiliated with the feds, he tells Brayden that Riley tried to sleep with him on his birthday. Well, Brayden is pussy whipped, okay? So he's like, how dare you come at my girl like that? Why would you say something like that about my girl? Da 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 da. And so he's like, he gets upset and he storms out. Well, he ends up running into his brother, and his brother actually confirms what Tariq said. Tariq is just like, Trace basically says that he pretty much caught Tariq and Riley in the act. Now we know that's not true, but that's basically what he says. And Trace is basically trying to get Brayden to stay away from Tariq. He feels like Tariq is pulling him down into some ghetto-ish, and it will be best for him to walk away. But all Brayden hears is, oh no, this is true about Riley, my girl, trying to sleep with my friend. So he leaves and he goes and he tries to confront Riley, and he's like, what happened? And of course Riley's sitting there with the pluck face. She has nothing to say, so they break up. Will this be the end of Riley? I pray so, but we know not. Well, oh yeah. Also at one point we got Jabumbafuck and Tariq meeting, and basically he gives him an extra credit assignment in order to get him into the fellowship. And the assignment is about power in relationships, and he says he wants details. He wants all the steamy details because, of course, Jaboomaru thinks that Tariq is the one sleeping with Carrie, which we all know is not true. But Tariq's like, cool, like, that's no problem. I can write this little paper. That's no problem at all. So later on, after the drop, after Tariq has gotten rid of the body, he comes back. He comes back to the dorm. Lauren is standing outside of his door with little lingeries on. They get into the room. Things start to get a little hot and heavy. And when she goes to unzip his coat, he jumps up and he tells his secret. Now he has to, because remember, his shirt has blood all over it. He can't let her see that. So he tells his secret. Which is, again, there's a professor sleeping with the student. And Lauren gets upset and offended because Tariq basically says that the only reason why you're here is to get this secret, right? That's what you're doing this for. And she's kind of like hurt because no, she was really trying to get with him, you know. So I feel like he might have just messed up a little bit his little thing with Lauren, but he only gonna mess it up for like an episode, because Tariq got Lauren and Dee wrapped around his fingers. These two little girls' noses is wide open over this little knucklehead, and I just don't understand why. So Lauren goes to Carrie to, you know, let her know that she got the secret, hands it to her, and Carrie realizes that Jumanji had written this secret, and she feels like it's an admission of guilt on his part, because we all know that he's sleeping with his TA, which is his student. So she just lets him know, like, you're tripping, and if you continue to harass me, I'm going to take this to your superiors and you will be out of here. But all this does really is kind of more so enrage Jabubu, and he's going to get crazy, and we see that in the previews for the next episode. When Kane gets out of jail, Ramirez gets Kane out of jail. He's already missed the drop, but that was the only person that he could call. Nobody else's phone was on because they were doing the drop. So he calls Ramirez, he gets him out, and Kane basically just lets him know, like, look, Monet is moving different. You know, she's running drugs up at Stanfield with Tariq, and she's already pushing me out, and if she pushes me out, then you know that she's gonna push you out. And so they go and drop him off, take Kane to the house, and of course Monet is upset. She's like, what happened? Ramirez lets Monet know that he got picked up on, you know, the robbery charge. And so Monet is like upset about it. She dismisses Ramirez. She was like, you know, because you missed the drop, you know, things went left. I had to take care of it. Tariq was there, and of course the mention of Tariq makes Ramirez and Kane's ears perk up, like, okay, so this is really, really happening. And Monet does notice that Kane has scratches and stuff on his face. And so she's like, did the police do that? And he was like, nah, he walks off, you know, because he still feels away. So Monet calls up her husband, I don't remember his name, but calls up the kingpin in the prison. And she was just like, you went too far with Kane. And he was like, I'm a man. I have to talk to him like a man. You just can't handle that. Monet was like, you're not out here, you don't understand, he's mine, and you don't know what they just did. And to me, that was an admission that Kane is not his son, which we all know. I mean, look at Kane, look at the daddy, look at Mary. Hello, that's not your son. But he's clearly like raising him as his son, but we already know that that's not his son. I'm just saying. And I feel like Monet saying that to the kingpin is going to come back and bite her in the butt. Y'all already know power is good for doing callbacks, so just put pins in everything that I say is gonna come back, because guess what, it's gonna come back. Finally, at the end of the episode, we get Paz coming to visit Tasha in jail, and Paz just was like, you know what, I was at Truth that night, you know, it could have been me, like we could have been switching spots, but you know, I just knew it wasn't worth it. And Tasha's like, you know what, Paz, I feel you, but I did not kill Ghost. I didn't kill him. But Paz was like, but you know who did. And we all know. So we're gonna see, like, are they still gonna be in cahoots, or what's gonna happen. But that's it, y'all. That's the end of this episode of Power. I enjoy Power. If y'all enjoy these reviews, make sure that you leave a like and a comment. Let me know that you're enjoying them. I'm doing these because y'all asked for them, and so I'm gonna do them. And like I said, I enjoyed the show. So share it out if you like it. Get some more views on this video because it is work to do. I appreciate it. And I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.